my god. Today we are here with Dodging Disbandment and Other Extreme Sports, a history of Dreamcatcher. I am super excited to watch this video. Shout out to Mira, I think the channel who made this name is. Hey, link in the description. If I do forget to put the link in the description, tell me in the comments that I forgot so I can put it there. But also, I'm saying it here to give credit. I'm excited. Obviously, the guide has told me a little bit about, or not a little bit, but a decent amount about the history of Dreamcatcher. I've also been learning more about Dreamcatcher, the girls themselves, and what they've gone through a little bit. But this video seems to be focusing, really more on them dodging disbandment and other stuff about Dreamcatcher. So I'm super excited. We're gonna be reacting to this, but also after this, their first win, and I want to combine both in one video. I'm excited. It already says here a quick disclaimer before we get into it. I do not have all the facts, and obviously not every single detail is here. I'm excited, and especially me being a huge fan of Dreamcatcher like this, music-wise and personality-wise, it's also good for me to learn even more about their history. So hey,
a quick disclaimer before we get into it: I do not have all the facts, and obviously not every single detail is here. Every statistic used is readily available information for anyone who wants to find it, and as always, this video is not intended to point fingers at certain groups or artists, nor start any fan wars.
Yep.
Each and every one of the artists mentioned here is simply a part of understanding the story of Dreamcatcher. If you love Dreamcatcher more than anything, or you couldn't care less about them, wonderful, that's all cool. I just ask that you leave your opinions about the members, your opinions about the fandom, and your opinions about any other artists mentioned here out of your consideration for the video.
Hey, I'm glad that she put that in here, bro. Listen, I am an advocate, non-liker of fan wars, because it's just, I understand, defending your idol, but, it's just toxic all around, so. But do whatever you want, you know what I'm saying? Hey.
Dreamcatcher has something of a wild story. I'm not 100% sure, but I think they may or may not be caught up in some cosmic duel between two ancient gods. One who wants them to succeed, and one who wants to destroy them at all costs. Dreamcatcher is a girl group under Happy Face Entertainment, and they've been around since 2014. Kind of. The group
hold on. Let me make sure when this video was made, so I can put that into perspective. Okay, so this is 3 years ago.
Albums of reasonable success. Kind of. And they achieved their first win in September of 2019. Kind of. There's a lot to unpack about the history of Dreamcatcher, especially since they weren't even always Dreamcatcher. Over the years, the group has attracted a rather convoluted legacy, and when you look at it all laid out, there's something about Dreamcatcher that seems to be constantly dodging out of the way of danger.
Ooh.
While there have been some touch-and-go moments regarding failure or even disbandment, Dreamcatcher seems to be doing some serious gymnastics to keep themselves in the game. Let's go back in time. August 9th, 2014.
Okay, hold on. Before we really dived into it, because I know they had the 5 members. They had I think it was is it girl pop or the cutesy girly girl group type concept, and then obviously they switched and added the other 2 members, and then continue with this more rock darker sound. But she's saying, dang, kind of they got their first one in 2019. Kind of, I'm interested.
It all started in the summer of 2014 at the Oak Valley Summertime Festival. It's nighttime and the stage is dark. Overhead, the intercom announces the next performance. Lights up. 5 girls in what can only be described as pure 2014 fashion take the stage under the name Minx. They perform 3 songs, all singing and dancing and smiling at the audience. They laugh, they wave, they joke around with the audience, and everyone seems to be having a good time. And there they go, off into the evening. September 15th, 2014. About a month later, a company known as Happy Face Entertainment announced that that's their new girl group, and they're set to debut that fall.
Okay.
Happy Face has had a decent number of different names, but for the ease of the story, I'll be referring to them as Happy Face Entertainment or just Happy Face. A couple of things to know about them before we get into the goods. Happy Face is not the richest company, but they're very much average. They're not as rich as Woolham or Stone, but they have enough money to give their artists comebacks and promotion when the board meetings say the omens are right.
Okay.
Happy Face was founded by a production duo called E-Tribe. You may recognize them as the producers of a little song called G. Happy Face aren't tiny, they aren't massive. Now back to the story.
So in the middle, okay.
September 18th, 2014.
Nah, her vocals are still on point back then.
Minx debuted as a 5-member girl group with their song "Why Did You Come to My Home." The song was pop influenced by hip hop.
That's a crazy title. Why did you come to my home? Is like when I think of it, it's like, bro, why are you in my house? Like, stalker, get out my house. Like,
Debuted as a 5-member girl group with their song "Why Did You Come to My Home." The song was pop influenced by hip hop, and the music video followed a pretty standard 2014 concept, complete with the shorts and sweaters combo and thigh-high socks. Oh, and the random shots of girls in packaging. Remember when that was a thing? The group promoted their debut for over a month, finishing off in late October. Right now, Minx looked like a proper mid-2010s girl group, a Baby Girls Day Ursa Star. They debuted with some pretty intense competition, including but not limited to Very Good, La Boom, Mamamoo, Lovelies, and Red Velvet.
Ooh.
The song didn't have a mini-album, which may or may not have been the bestest idea ever, as the song didn't quite manage to chart during the quarter. But being a debut, there was room to grow, and maybe fortune would favor the bold. July 1st, 2015. Or maybe not. 10 months later, Minx released their first mini-album, Love Shake, in July of 2015. The song and music video were all about summer romance, and the whole thing resembled an appeal to the many, many cutesy, innocent concepts of summer girls looking for love. Now, we've talked about the 2015 scene before, but let's take another look at it. Oh My Girl debuted, Twice debuted, Red Velvet released their first full album, Girls' Generation released Lionheart. Both musically and visually, Love Shake didn't stick out from the pack.
Okay, so when this was released, that's when a lot of, like, you know what I'm saying, the big groups,
the whole thing was later.
The big groups who are already known, or like had a lot of hype to them, were like releasing stuff at that time also. So it's one of those cases, you know what I'm saying? It's like with an indie video game. You know, you have Spider-Man 2 and Super Mario Wonder coming. They recently released, you know, 2 huge games. Like, people are gonna be buying those, and if you release another game on that same day that's like smaller, like, no one's really gonna buy it because there's 2 bigger games to buy, and people don't have money like that to be buying every game and playing every game. So it's kind of like that, you know what I'm saying? Like, these groups, these bigger groups are like releasing stuff, so everyone had their eyes on them, and this song didn't really stick out to really put them on the map with the other group.
Described as a red ocean, meaning that there was absolutely no space for a concept like Minx's to stick out with everyone else in the industry. What Happy Face really wouldn't want right now is one of the most powerful groups in romance and dance genres to debut within 20 days of this comeback.
Hold on, this song good.
So also we have G-Friend, one of the most powerful debuts of the year, occurring in the same month. Let's talk numbers. Eliminating the outliers, the average sale count for a girl group debut album in 2014 was around 3,780. In 2015, the average was roughly 5,060, with outliers eliminated. Minx's debut mini-album, Love Shake, made under 2,000.
That's crazy, because like the albums that be selling now, mostly in the perspective of the bigger groups now, are like a lot. Like, you have groups getting millions of pre-orders. Like, to see like the smaller amount, well, he said removing the outliers, but like still
sales, that's under average for both 2015
but
and
K-pop
2014.
is more popular
Not
now.
the worst, but not the best. Now, for a lot of groups, this is unfortunately a symbol of doom. It's much harder to keep yourself afloat without some form of album unless you're a big 3 group.
Yo, get the
By
feet out
splitting
my
off
face!
their first song from their first album by nearly a year, it looked like Minx's debut project might have caved in on itself.
Dang.
But the team over at Happy Face Entertainment had kind of an unconventional idea. In November of 2016, Happy Face announced that the group was going to re-debut under a new name. Happy Face pulled Minx from the shelf.
Wait, again, hey, sorry for pausing so much. I want to ask, has there ever been another group who has done this, where they've debuted, they've had a concept, and then they re-debuted under the same company? Because I know, like, maybe a group will re-debut after leaving their company or something, but with the same company, and then have a whole different concept.
Got to work. New production design, new imagery, new sound, an entirely new instrument team was brought in. Superbomb was brought in to produce new songs. 2 new members, Gahyun and Hundong, were added to the lineup. 2 months after the announcement was made,
Oh my god! Song's so good.
the artist formerly known as Minx debuted on January 13th, 2017. They weren't the mid-2010s cheerleaders of 2014 or the summer sweethearts of 2015. They were Dreamcatcher, a group drenched in horror and elegance with a rather Victorian spin on the supernatural.
The complete
Main
opposite.
vocalist Xian described their new music as a style that takes inspiration from metal and rock, especially J-rock, and mixes some of their elements with a core of pop inspired by the mainstream. Happy Face themselves described the music as pop rock and rock-flavored girl pop. They debuted with the song Chase Me, and people immediately noticed the creativity of the group's hard-hitting style and old world-inspired fashion. The group was establishing an anthology, where each girl represented a different nightmare. They weren't coming to you. As stated in their debut, you were coming to them.
Ooh.
Dreamcatcher's debut single album, Nightmare, sold nearly twice as many copies as Love Shake, and Dreamcatcher debuted at number 20 on the Gaon album chart. Remember when we talked about fortune favoring the bold? This was bold. So bold that members of the groups themselves worried about the debut completely falling apart. However, it seemed the new style was just what the group needed to break through the waves of the market and start getting their name out there. That's taking New Year, New Me to a whole different level. In April, Dreamcatcher came back with Good Night and their second single album, Fall Asleep in the Mirror. Once again, they were present with their metal and J-rock inspired sound, and a creepy music video continuing the story of their last one, where they finally hopped on the good foot and killed that guy. Now all they really needed was a debut mini-album, preferably without the 10-month wait in between. At this point, it had already been around 4 months. Then 5, then 6,
oh no.
Then... Whew, got it in just before 7. Dreamcatcher's first ever EP, titled Prequel, hit on July 27th with the A-track Fly High. Prequel hit like a grenade, peaking at 4 in Korea and selling over 11,000 copies.
At 4,
Remember
nice.
what 2017 was for the industry at
Well,
the
I'm
time?
saying nice, like they're not like, you know what I'm saying, like more popular than they were at this time, but just hearing about, you know, what they went through, like being able to go from one concept and low key from that song that I heard, because I haven't heard Minx's music. Hey, they were killing it. So the fact that they had a completely like opposite type concept with Dreamcatcher and they were still able to kill it is phenomenal and do even better.
Coming back wasn't just about returning to End Countdown or Music Bank, no. It was about getting on the damn plane and getting yourself a ticket to the Western music market. Boom. The album hit top 5 on the Billboard World Albums and went number 1 on the US iTunes K-pop chart.
Really?
iTunes was still a thing at this point, if you're wondering. All in all, it was a pretty successful comeback. No, the girls weren't doing G-Friend numbers or anywhere near the top 3, but the album performed well enough that in August, Happy Face announced that Dreamcatcher was getting a world tour. October 2017.
That's dope.
Dreamcatcher had promoted almost exclusively as one unit since debut, likely to cement the theme of permanence and dedication to the new group project after the loss of Minx. It had been important during those first few years for them to appear as one solid team that wouldn't crack under the pressure of a demanding market. But now, with a slightly more stable grip on their group identity, they would need to flesh out their public images as individuals. Up until now, Dreamcatcher had largely stayed within their own bubble. In early October, Happy Face announced that Dreamcatcher and other Happy Face entertainment artists such as D-Once and trainee group HNB would be joining the ranks of Mix 9, a survival show created and owned by YG Entertainment.
Ooh.
The goal was to promote the group on widespread television, show off different sides of the group, and most importantly, give the public a taste of what Dreamcatcher members were like as individuals.
So, because like before, I thought like survival shows are more like, they wanted a company wants to debut groups to have a survival show, like Boys Planet. Well, I'm just saying Boys Planet. I don't know if it was a survival show, but like shows like like that are survival show to really like vote off people and have like the top people debut as a group. I didn't know there was actual survival shows until Kingdom, where like it's actually like groups that are already, a group. And it's just to allow them to get more popularity, which is dope. Because now in my mind, I'm like, okay, there's actual survival shows where, groups that are already a group, like compete against each other and, just to make themselves more popular from the show.
Mix 9 was a sandbox for idols of various companies to show off not only their physical skills, visuals, and overall idol appeals, but also start promoting their own personalities. One of the key necessities to longevity in the industry is personal attachment. Much of the K-pop industry is designed to sell fans an idol, a person to get attached to. For a group like Dreamcatcher, advertising your own personalities is crucial to drawing in fans who might not know or otherwise care for your music.
Yep.
Fans are more likely to support a group they feel personally connected to and involved with, and this is extremely notable about girl groups in particular, which can sound pretty Machiavellian, but that's another can of worms. What it meant for Dreamcatcher was that the fans who enjoyed the group at large and the potential fans in the making could see the members' personalities and become more attached to them. It would give Dreamcatcher 7 more selling points. On top of that, a show like Mix 9 would, in theory, contribute to the message that Dreamcatcher were committed to impacting and succeeding in the market. By getting together idols from all over the industry to mingle with, compete against, and befriend each other, Mix 9 would, again, in theory, allow the members of Dreamcatcher to announce themselves as integrated players within the business, true competitors with skin in the game.
Yep.
Mix 9, like the produced series, was a unique space for seeing idols outside of their own groups and allowing fans to get to know Dreamcatcher through groups they already loved.
Oh, okay. So in these shows too, like, it allows them to do like solo stages and stuff. Okay, that's dope.
Appealed to many fans to see their idols friends with other idols, and it was helpful for idols to hone their promotion skills
I need to
with
get
other
into
professionals.
survival shows more.
The show
I haven't
began in
watched
late
one
October,
yet.
and 4 members of Dreamcatcher, Jiyu, Shiyeon, Yuhyun, and Dami, were there to compete against 94 other female idols. Talent-wise, it actually went pretty well. The members were recognized for their skills and development, each one receiving a rank of B or higher.
Nice.
Out of the 98 female participants, Yuhyun ranked in the top 9 during the showcase section, and Jiyu ranked at number 4 in episode 4 and number 7 in episode 5. Things were just starting to heat up. There were some great performances and some rather awesome moments from both the members of Dreamcatcher and the other idols they were working with.
Okay, Dami.
Win or
Okay.
lose, joining Mix 9 would only serve to help Dreamcatcher, as long as everything went according to plan. Well...
Nah, hold on, yo. Yo, this narrator, bro. Hey, shout out to you. You keep tricking me. You know what I'm saying? Oh, they got their first win. What'd you say? No, what'd you say? Kind of, yeah. They got their first win. Kind of, you know what I'm saying? Like, she throws in that, like, you know what I'm saying? Look at her laughing. Well, about that. Like, yo, okay.
About that. About 3/4 of the way into the show, Dreamcatcher's activities in Mix 9 came to a sudden halt. Practically out of nowhere, Dreamcatcher packed up their stuff and never returned. Happy Face released a statement saying they were officially pulling Dreamcatcher from the show, and instead, the 4 girls would rejoin the other members and participate in a tour through Brazil.
Why?
It was a mixed bag, to say the least. While a tour would certainly bring in more money, there was a goldmine of potential publicity to be found in Mix 9. The members had accumulated decent rankings, and presumably the other industry benefits of joining Mix 9 would have strengthened as the competition continued. With just 6 episodes left, the decision seemed dicey. Until, well, I don't even need to tell you, do I?
You do. Did it be... Oh, nah. Oh. Did Happy Face see the crumblings in the background? Hold on. Oh, nah. Hey, Happy Face was like, nah, we ain't dealing with that. What?
Mix 9 flatlined and everything went kaput. Upon finishing its run in December and announcing the winning group for debut, YG Entertainment canceled the entire project.
Wow.
Money went down the drain, months of time spent was now wasted,
But
and
why?
YG stock completely crashed. The companies and idols involved were screwed to high hell. For all intents and purposes, Dreamcatcher had basically sailed off the island just before the volcano exploded.
Yo. Okay. That's a good reason then. Yo, Happy Face probably saw the downfall coming. Or like heard like rumors and stuff. But why did YG just... They were like, nah, never mind. We did all that, but not gonna lie, never mind. We're canceling it. Like, what? Imagine all the hard work these idols put in just for you to cancel it, bruh. Are you serious right now, bro? But I'm glad that, you know, at least Happy Face pulled Dreamcatcher out. I swear they definitely pulled them out because they probably heard rumors and stuff of YG like planning to cancel it or something, because to pull out randomly like that, dang. Facts, I'm not gonna lie.
Now, it's true there's no way Happy Face could have foreseen this.
Oh, really?
In fact,
Oh.
the idol who ranked highest in the entire show was Woo Jin-young, and 3 guesses what company he came
Oh,
from.
never
It can't
mind.
be
Hey, Happy Face, I'm not gonna lie. I give you praise for pulling out because you probably heard some stuff. You didn't know. Okay, never mind.
stated enough how damaging the failure of Mix 9 was to its participants. Happy Face themselves proceeded to file a lawsuit against YG Entertainment for 10 million won. Later, Happy Face started to reveal a fuck ton
Wait,
of
hold
the
on. My bad. I was thinking like Mix 9 is a show that I've heard about, but I was trying to remember where I heard it from. But like, I'm pretty sure like there were boy groups who participated in here, so boy groups and girl groups. But how exactly did it work? Was it like, yo, hopefully this wasn't explained to me before and I forgot, because like I know another group who were in Mix 9 was ATs, and obviously there's Dreamcatcher, so it's like there's boy groups and girl groups, and then Woo Jin Young was also there, who's a male. So like, hold on, I need to do some more research on Mix 9, because like, was it like, they plan on debuting a boy and girl group, or was it a girl group and a boy group separately? Hold on. Okay, yeah, so it was a mix of boys and girls. So sometimes I'd be hearing something that I've already heard about, but then I forget in the moment because, I follow so many groups, so sometimes I do forget, but okay.
Underhanded
I know what
actions
Mix 9
done by
is.
YG during the course of the
Kind
show,
of.
including but not limited to YG unfairly extended contracts management period from 4 months to 3 years, which is extremely dangerous to smaller companies. They coerced Happy Face and their artists into agreeing to the new terms under the threat of cancellation, refused to fulfill their side of the agreements by covering fees such as transportation, training, clothes, and so on, and refused to pay any of the money that was owed to Happy Face for use of songs, trainees, and other material.
Nah, why?
Happy Face described the entire process as the overuse of power by a large entertainment agency with strong influence. Happy Face said this of the lawsuit: "More than to be compensated for all the damages we have received, this is a symbolic amount filed in our hopes that Korean popular culture will progress healthily without the overuse of power by large companies." In early 2019, we would find out that Happy Face withdrew this lawsuit, and there is definitely some speculation about what went down behind closed doors. Regardless, it was a disaster. Now let's get back to Dreamcatcher.
Dang.
In all honesty, it seemed that Dreamcatcher had miraculously dodged a bullet and were promoting their music internationally with the Fly High World Tour. By the power of sheer dumb luck, Dreamcatcher were out promoting in the world, and by the end of the year, the world was starting to pay attention. Chase Me was included in Billboard's Best K-Pop Songs of 2017 at number 19, and the group was crowned number 3 for Billboard's Best New K-Pop Acts. Things were starting to look up, and with that, the year wrapped. Kicking off 2018, Dreamcatcher celebrated their first anniversary with a fan meet. All 400 tickets sold out within minutes. While Dreamcatcher may have not been the biggest group in the world, their work in the past year had started to bring in dedicated fans. The celebration included the release of revamped material, new photo shoots, and the release of their fan-dedicated single, Full Moon. There was also an announcement of a March comeback. Time passed, they wrapped up their tour activities, and March arrived. They released their official name for the fan base, but no comeback. The month went on, no comeback. March ended, April began, and still no comeback. Eventually, Happy Face announced that the album had been delayed, and fans were starting to get antsy. Dreamcatcher did not have a good history regarding album delays, and the last thing anyone wanted was a re-debut.
Well, they did like a whole tour and stuff. Yo, what I'm hearing is that they were working a lot, but
closed out with no sign of Dreamcatcher.
Wow.
Moving into May, Happy Face was utterly vacant. None of the members were making announcements, and the radio silence was starting to scare people. What the hell was going on? Finally, something gave way. An official announcement told the fans that Dreamcatcher were named ambassadors for Microsoft's blockchain security technology. And everyone said,
"Where's the album?
Facts, bruh.
We want the album."
Hey,
nah, that's crazy.
Come on, this isn't a comeback. Where's the comeback? I thought we were getting it.
I'm sorry. Yo, I low-key, I wish I was like, man, bro. Yo, being a new K-pop fan in 2023, bro, I always wish, like, yo, I was there when these songs were released. And that's why with, like, new groups, I want to follow these new groups that debut, like, this year and last year. So I don't have these, like, thoughts of, like, yo, I wish I was there when they released this song, bro. Do you understand how good their music is, bro? Oh my god. Hold on.
Hey, what? Come on, this isn't a comeback. Where's the comeback? I thought we were getting it.
What were they? I'm pausing again. I'm sorry, but like specifically also with Dreamcatcher, with how good their music is, like when you have like a long while before a comeback, yo, I would be starving because if you are this amazing at making music, and like, you know, you have delays and stuff, obviously I would understand the delays because there's probably something going on. But at the same time, bruh, you make perfect music and I need it. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, bruh.
And then Dreamcatcher dropped You and I. On May 10th, Dreamcatcher released their second album, Escape the Era. 6 songs, a budget update, and a hit on the charts.
They released it in May? Then when did they promote it? Because it said April closed out and there was nothing. So then, did they promote it in like 10 days? Like what?
Peaked at number 3 on the Gaon chart and debuted at number 7 on Billboard World Albums. The comeback centered around their iconic sound while also playing well to industry interests. The styling, choreography, and album maintained their unique traits while also imbuing them with elements of girl crush and EDM, 2 of the hottest dishes on the table at the moment. The comeback sparked heat in the industry, and the fanbase expanded into the mainstream.
Nice.
This was a good sign, because despite the touring projects Dreamcatcher had done the past year, they had yet to solidify a foothold across the ocean. You and I didn't draw blood in just the Korean market. Suddenly, the international fanbase was stoked from the embers, and Dreamcatcher rose from the ranks of cult favorite to commercial success. It was looking more and more like You and I was going to be the song that solidified Dreamcatcher for good. They had a really good week. And when I say a week, I do mean a week. For a full 7 days, it was Dreamcatcher's world. They received their first ever nomination for a win with You and I, and then...
Oh, nah. Oh, nah. First of all, I'm not gonna lie though, this song's good too. Make a love, make a love, make a love.
To be fair, it didn't matter who you were shunted out the door when Love Yourself Tear dropped. Popularity disparity.
I understand. Like, it's really hard to, you know, not every group is gonna blow up, you know what I'm saying? Not every group is gonna blow up and like be popular, especially when, like, you know, you're doing comebacks around times when other popular groups are doing comebacks. It might be, you know, it might be difficult to really stand out. So, you know, I can understand, specifically also with BTS, with how big they are. You know, Dreamcatcher having their week in the spotlight, and then BTS dropping. Like, when BTS drops, all eyes are on them. You know what I'm saying? Now, there's obviously people who stand a group, so they might not necessarily follow BTS. But even then, when BTS drops, even if you don't follow them, you might have to listen. For me personally, when any group drops, I'm listening. So for me, it's different, you know. Whether it's BTS, Dreamcatcher, and any other group, I'm going to be listening and tuning in. But for the majority of people, for the casual fan, like when BTS drops, eyes are on them. You know what I'm saying? The casual fan base is the biggest fan base ever, okay? Even bigger than the BTS fan base, are bigger than ARMYs. The casual fan base, the people who they just want good music. You know what I'm saying? Like, when BTS drops, they're paying attention. You know what I'm saying?
Now we're gonna hit some confusion in the storyline. Sensing the growth of their popularity, the group went into something of a frenzy. Riding the high of You and I, they released a third mini-album in September as part of their What comeback. And officially broke the 30,000 sales mark for a mini-album. The album charted at number 2, which remains their highest position of all time as of the making of this video. They had a Japanese debut, and while they were met with some initial success, the activities in Japan remained largely unrealized. 2019. Regardless,
that scared me.
They had another comeback on February 13th of 2019 with The End of Nightmare, and its single, Piri.
Dami was in like her soccer mom era with the hair.
I believe this is when Happy Face rebranded as Dreamcatcher Company, but some sources also say that it was a sub-label known as Dreamcatcher Company. Bless their hearts, I have no idea what they put in the water at Happy Face. And then off they went on yet another tour. Here's where things start to get Shakespearean, and I mean that in the bucket loads of pathetic fallacy way. And no, pathetic fallacy has nothing to do with the word pathetic meaning desperate or depressing. Rather, everywhere Dreamcatcher went, things started to go wrong.
Ooh.
Their concert in Jakarta was completely shut down for reasons that were never explained. There were scheduling conflicts and issues with tickets, and one of the theaters caught fire and burned down.
What?
Everything was going pear-shaped. After the tour, more Japanese promotions were released, but they went nowhere. In hopes of reigniting fan morale, the group opened applications for their official fan club that summer, but even then, little news came out of it and the whole affair slipped under the waves. While Dreamcatcher seemed to be anywhere and everywhere and their comebacks were reaching decent upfront numbers, there was something off about their success. No matter how frequent the comebacks or how long the tours, Dreamcatcher couldn't seem to create a sense of longevity. The spaghetti wasn't sticking to the wall, and after a few weeks of initial success, Dreamcatcher's prominence would fade and take a backseat to everyone else.
So it's in a sense of like when they come back, they get like a week or week or two where, you know, eyes are really on them, but then they sort of fade out. You know, they don't stick around. Like that comeback that they come back with, it doesn't stick around for like a month or 2 months or 3 months. That's what I'm getting from what she said.
Industry. They seem to be relying almost entirely on reappearance power, but in the grand scheme of things, it seemed that not many people outside the immediate fandom would notice that they went silent. Dreamcatcher's streak of good luck had short-circuited, and the members were rightfully exhausted. It was time to take a break, get some air, and come back when everyone was good and ready. In the meantime, Happy Face did what they do best, something unconventional. Happy Face started having board meetings with Vespa, an indie game developing company based in South Korea.
Game?
Hello. Yes, handshake. A handshake for you.
I like your tie.
I'm not wearing a tie. Have a handshake.
I heard the food would be provided.
I lied. Hello.
What?
Your hands are very warm.
What if we kill one of the members and have her come back from the dead?
What?
So here's my idea. Give Chi-Yu a big fucking sword.
Yes, exactly.
What?
Brilliant.
I was thinking the same thing.
Fantastic.
That's all I've ever wanted.
Match made in heaven. On September 18th, we finally saw what all those board meetings have been about.
I was about to say it's for the next comeback. I was like, okay, wait, the sword was like when I understand.
September
now.
18th, we finally saw what all those board meetings have been about. Deja Vu was unlike anything Dreamcatcher had done before. The comeback was a collaboration with Vespa's mobile game King's Raid,
This MV was
which
so
contributed to the expensive and dramatic
beautiful.
visuals in the music video. That usual Dreamcatcher core was now combined with an emotional ballad, and it gave them their first charting song in the K-pop Hot 100. The album, Raid of Dream, hit number 3 and became their highest-selling album of all time. There was still one milestone that Dreamcatcher and their fandom had yet to crack, a first win on a music show. They'd come close in the past year, but hadn't quite managed to snag one.
Working
With the
hard and
emerging
haven't
success
got
of
one
Deja
yet.
Vu, they might have their shot. Deja Vu was nominated for a win by SBS's music show, The Show, and many fans crossed their fingers in hopes that Dreamcatcher would take home their first win. That night,
먼저 사전에 집계된 음원 음반 점수입니다.
동영상과 전문가 팬 사전 투표 점수입니다.
Oh,
여기에 생방송 중 집계된 실시간 앱 투표 점수를 합친 결과 더스 초이스의 주인공은
oh, wait, hold on, wait, that math is not mathing. Hold on.
실시간 앱 투표
Oh wait, it is mathing. Never mind, it is mathing. Dang, they lost by.
결과 더스
Hey, I know Everglow. Everglow is fire. Also, shout out to them. But like, dang, that was close.
초이스의 주인공은
에버글로우 축하합니다.
Wow. Hey,
the
shout out to
winner of the night was
Everglow though.
Everglow, taking home their first ever win.
So it's first win versus first win. Okay, or like,
I'm gonna
Whoever
label
won.
this entire section alleged. There are details that can't be confirmed about certain parts of this issue, and there's so many different parts to what happened, and a lot of it is loosely translated from Korean into English. I encourage you to do your own research and come to your own conclusions. Anyway, on to what happened as best as I could research. Just a little while after the show announced its winner, fans and non-fans of Dreamcatcher began speaking out against the final scores, claiming miscalculation and even fraudulent behavior. So, there's a lot of controversy surrounding these numbers here. After the controversy gained some traction, a few fans started to claim that these numbers were already confirmed accurate and that the controversy was based on lies. As of now, there is absolutely no confirmation on any website in any language from any source that these numbers are accurate. Yes, if you add these numbers straight down, you do get 7,861 and 7,850. However, the addition of these numbers isn't what the outrage was about.
Okay.
It's that these numbers allegedly should have never existed like this to begin with, and that the calculation that was done to create them was fudged. So what went wrong? I'm basically going to be summarizing several articles that
Well, first of all, yeah, I don't know what these say right here, but the fact that they won this one by a decent large margin, and they won this one by a large margin, like, I wonder what this category is about. Like, what is this specifically where they were so below?
Was fudged. So what went wrong? I'm basically going to be summarizing several articles that broke down the calculation process, the faulty results, and why people were saying it could have been intentional skewing. All of this information is readily accessible. I encourage you to look at them. One of the primary articles I'm looking at is this one by XDoubleStar, who, while not a website I'm deeply familiar with, provided a decent amount of verifiable information. I'm going to be paraphrasing a lot from them. Credit to the breakdown goes to XDoubleStar. Basically, Row 2 is where fans claim things went wrong. According to XDoubleStar, we can establish beyond reasonable doubt that wrongdoing took place.
Okay.
Basically,
hold on.
To XDoubleStar, we can establish
The content second row. So it's expert preferences, MB views, plus pre-voting. I don't really know what these two mean, but the MB views, okay.
beyond reasonable doubt that wrongdoing took place. Basically, three major things happened here. The first is that several points were shaved off of Dreamcatcher's YouTube score. Here is the viewer board of the show. Based on the show's own data, the score Dreamcatcher should have received was 1,472 points, higher than what they were actually.
If one converts the data into points, that will take a thing. Okay, so they did it based off the views at the time, which they had 3 million and they had 2 million. I'm not gonna lie, just based off this, well, it's MV views plus the other two things. Like, just based off this, they should have definitely had more points than what they had.
Actually given.
And if anything, it should have been more closer to Everglow, since 3 million to 2.2 million is obviously a big distance, but it's not as big of a distance. But also, there's still the other two factors.
Had data that gave one result, and yet somehow another number showed up. But the second thing happened in the category expert preferences. What is expert preferences? It's basically a category where the broadcast can award points to groups based on what they claim are preferences of experts. But this category has long been disputed by practically every fandom in the industry and even some companies, and is largely considered a place where shows just skew points to favor certain groups. In this episode of the show, CLC and Everglow both received full scores of 1,500 points for expert preference, and Dreamcatcher received a 0, which came
0? Nah, I'm not gonna cap. 0 is crazy. 0 is crazy, because, like, they got full scores, she just said, and they got 0. And if you notice at how much points they lost by, which is 11, like 11 points, like, for them to be able to get them to barely lose is if they gave them 0, because if they gave them even, like, I don't know, maybe like 500, they would probably still win. But 0? Hey, 0 is wild.
Came as a shock to some people. But even with a 0, Dreamcatcher still would have won.
Oh, really?
In order for Dreamcatcher to receive the lower final score that they did, the experts had to have given them less than the minimum amount of 0 and then masked it by announcing 0.
Oh.
Here's how that works. And again, these are all just claims as far as I know. Let's say that all the other data the show published in this section, except for expert preferences, was completely accurate. Now, let's remember that the minimum score for expert preference is apparently 0. When you calculate the full score giving Dreamcatcher an absolute 0 in expert preferences, their final score for this section is 1,972 points. But the final score that the show released for Dreamcatcher was 1,850, 122 points below the possible minimum score. How did the show give them a score over 100 points below the minimum? Fans are saying that they gave Dreamcatcher negative points in this category. Allegedly, Dreamcatcher was given negative points in a category where you can't get negative points, which would mean that their score was deliberately subtracted. Dreamcatcher would have been given a false score on behalf of the show. And if these weren't simple computer errors, this would be cheating. Several fans and non-fans alike recalculated the scores using the minimum possible of 1,472 points. And based on the results, even if Dreamcatcher had scored an actual 0 in expert preference, which again is absurd to begin with, they still would have beaten Everglow for first place. This led many fans to conclude that the show fudged Dreamcatcher's score and even subtracted points from it so that they could edge them in just under Everglow. If this is what happened, subtracting points from a group's score is tampering with a group's ability to win.
If that actually happened, like the scores were actually tampered, I'm low-key okay, so in both senses, I'm low-key sad for both groups. Cause like if like Everglow, if the scores were actually tampered and they lost, like this was basically a competition of who would get, like, you know, they both of them were gonna get, whoever won would get their first win. So like if the scores weren't like fudged, that's kind of like, it's kind of sad for like Everglow, because like obviously Dreamcatcher would have won, and then Everglow would have been the one who, you know, didn't win, and they would not have gotten their first win. But then on the other side, with Everglow winning, if the scores aren't tampered, then obviously Everglow wins, and then Dreamcatcher doesn't get a win. So on the me, as much as I love Dreamcatcher's like music and personality and like everything about the group, and I'm not really familiar with Everglow, I always come with an unbiased opinion, you know what I'm saying? So if it was tampered, I would be very happy for Dreamcatcher for getting like the actual win, you know what I'm saying, what should have happened, but also be sad for Everglow, you know what I'm saying? I'd be like, dang, you know, you guys were close to getting your first win, and then maybe next time. But like, you know what I'm saying? Like, dang, if the scores were actually fudged, like actually messed up, then that's crazy. But to be honest, when it comes to any of these shows, there's always going to be tampering involved regardless, you know what I'm saying? Well, that's just an opinion. I'm not saying that's true, but in my opinion, I'm pretty sure that, you know, this stuff going around on, you know what I'm saying, like people, you know, throwing some money, you know what I'm saying, so to try and get groups to beat other groups or whatever. So it's sad.
And that directly impacts a group's success in the industry. So it's not really a surprise that some fans were disappointed and untrustworthy after the strange results were posted. Now, it's time to remember that this is not, under any circumstances, Everglow's
100%.
fault. Everglow as a group had absolutely nothing to do with the way the show's scores were calculated.
Yep.
And no one can deny that they are a monster rookie group with tons of support.
Yep.
In the end, this is just as much a blow to Everglow as it is to Dreamcatcher. Everglow worked extremely hard to get where they are, and the last thing they'd want is a fraudulent first win,
that's exactly
especially
what I
regarding
said.
all the heated tensions around rigging right now. And of course, this is not the first time a music show has given a win to the wrong group. In May of 2016, KBS's Music Bank gave first place to AOA for Good Luck, when the actual win belonged to Twice for Cheer Up. In May of 2019...
Wait, hold on. The numbers don't even... Well, looking straight up at the numbers, it looks like Twice wins. Like, literally. Like, just looking at the numbers. But it probably does add up. But, like, still. This don't even look like it adds up to 6. This don't even look like it does. But, hey, that might be me tripping. But, hey, I'm in college right now, but... I used to be good at math. I'm not that good, but like, I mean, yeah, okay, never mind, because then you got this, but okay.
Luck, when the actual win belonged to Twice for Cheer Up. In May of 2019, Mnet's M Countdown gave first place to New East for Bet Bet, when the win really belonged to Oh My Girl for The 5th Season. Something about the month of May apparently throws everyone's math skills out the window. The difference, of course, is that these shows both made official and public announcements about the mistakes and corrected the math as well as the true holder of the win. As of the making of this video, SBS and the show have made no such announcement.
Wow.
In fact, the only acknowledgement the show gave to the controversy were public tweets that seemed to passive-aggressively mock the group and the fans for the loss of the first win.
No way.
And that was that for 2019. 2020.
No way. That's
so what's
mean.
up with Dreamcatcher now? Based on sheer numbers alone, Dreamcatcher is a decently successful group. Their continued sales presence puts them just under Lovelyz, AOA, and Idol. Given their commercial sales and consistent comeback rate, I feel comfortable saying that they're not going anywhere anytime soon. It could be that this underrated narrative comes from a lack of blockbuster success internationally or top 3 status, and as such causes them to fall into the shadows in the eyes of many international fans. It could also be, and this is my personal hypothesis, that many of the struggles Dreamcatcher has gone through point out a distinct attempt by shadier parts of the industry to stifle the growth of an unconventional group. The industry thrives on convention, unfortunately, and deviations from the norm are often denied, sabotaged, or shut down entirely.
Wow.
And yet, despite all that, Dreamcatcher has survived to today. Dreamcatcher is something of an
and this is my personal opinion. I know why groups or just anything that's unconventional is people are always against it or try and shut it down, because listen, if that unconventionalist becomes the new norm and the new popular thing, then that hurts the rest of the groups, you know what I'm saying, or the rest of whatever, you know. If there's already been a norm and a certain sound that's popular, and then a random artist just comes out of nowhere and makes like a outlandish sound, right? And they're building up their fan base, while you have like the big groups or big artists right here, right? Others might try and sabotage this group, because if that unconventionalist becomes conventional, then the groups who were conventional start to become unconventional, right? Because this sound is now conventional. You know what I'm saying? So anything that's new, people want to, you know, shut it down because they want to keep this right here. You know what I'm saying? They want to keep this right here, the conventional. You know what I'm saying? So I can understand. But now, looking at, you know, their newer stuff, you know, we got like Boca being their most viewed MV, and then them dropping, you know, Vision and Bon Voyage and Manson, like, or Mason. They've only seemed to be getting more popular and popular. I don't know what the actual view of Dreamcatcher is in the industry now. But what I've seen is that they've just been getting more and more popular. And I'm excited for, you know, whenever they come back. But and I will be, you know, there supporting. But what I see now is them, you know, building up to become bigger and bigger. And there's not many other groups. There's really, is there any other groups like Dreamcatcher who have like a very, well, there's definitely groups with unconventional sounds. There's 100% for sure. But I don't know if there's any other groups who do like similar sound to Dreamcatcher. But with what Dreamcatcher got, doing sounds that not any other groups are really doing, none of the big groups too. You know, for them to be building up, I would be someone who would be there to help build them up even more. But let's continue.
Fascination. Ever since they first appeared as Minx, they have been doing some serious parkour to keep in the game. Rolling, flipping, and flat out vaulting over Disbandment like they're in the goddamn Olympics. It's pretty damn impressive, I think. So here's to you, Dreamcatcher. Right now, you might be K-pop's Leonardo DiCaprio, but you are by far some of the most unkillable girls in the game. Though I still have questions as to what you did to that one guy. Dreamcatcher have announced a Japanese comeback this upcoming March, and let's hope that both means actual March and more success in Japan. Go get 'em, girls. That's all from me this time. Best of luck to Dreamcatcher, and I'll catch you guys later.
Nice. Hey, listen, hey, we ain't done yet. We're gonna watch their first win, but now looking at this, seeing, you know, are learning even more about what they went through. You know, the Mix 9 stuff, the drama, controversial stuff with their first win, and it's not actually their first, or it's supposed to be their first win, but it didn't happen because the fudging and the votings. This just puts into a new perspective, especially the way she puts it, like them doing parkours and dodging Disbandment is phenomenal. That, like, if a group is constantly dodging and weaving and getting more successful while they're at it, it gives me more respect to them. They work hard, really, really work hard to be where they're at today. They didn't give up. They didn't fold under the pressure. They did phenomenal. You know what I'm saying? Hey, if you're watching this video and you're new, hey, check out this video right here. I don't know who this guy is right here, but K-pop Deep Dive Dreamcatcher seems pretty interesting. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, this just puts more, I guess, I already have respect for Dreamcatcher, knowing that, you know, they went from Minx and then re-debuting and having a whole different concept. But I have a whole new respect for Dreamcatcher, and I will be there to support because wow. All right, we're gonna be looking at Dreamcatcher first win. Shout out to Insomniacy again for the beautiful, amazing video. I read the description. April 2022, they got their first win, and since we just watched that Dodging Disbandment video, knowing that in 2019 they were this close, and then me finding out literally 15 seconds ago that they actually got their first win in 2022. Dang, like to have almost your first win in 2019 and in 3 years and not get that first win until 3 years later, yo, these girls work hard, man. Like, wow. Because you would think, you know, they were close to getting their first win in 2019. In 2020, they'll be close again. And maybe 2021, they'll get it. But no, it till 2022, they finally got it. Hey, wait. Wow.
드림캐쳐의 최종 목표는
둘, 셋.
1위. 세계 최강 1위로 보는 거죠?
네. 네.
1위를 해보고 싶다는 곳에서
그쵸.
네.
음악 방송 말씀하신 건가요?
네네네.
아니면 오케이.
뭐 음악 방송도 좋고 뭐 이제 연말 시상식에서 상을 받아도 좋고.
좋다.
좋다. 너무
Imagine
좋다.
like Dreamcatcher performing at like Mama. You know what I'm saying? Like knowing how those Mama performances are, just imagine Dreamcatcher there. Like, I bet if, bro, because I don't even think they were nominated for. They were nominated for no events, and even on the popular award or like the worldwide popular whatever that voting thing is, they weren't even there. There's like mad groups there, and no offense to some of the groups, but some of the groups I would think are less popular than Dreamcatcher, and they're not there. The industry low-key is preying on their downfall, and I don't like that. Second thing, just yo Mama, just throw them there, okay? I promise you, you put Dreamcatcher and let them do a Mama performance, it will be one of your best performances. I promise. Just imagine, and the fact that when I saw that, when I was looking at the nominees, and I saw that Dreamcatcher did not appear once, I knew that the industry, bro, they do not want them to succeed, and they are succeeding regardless of that. They are going against what the industry wants, and you know what I'm saying? So happy for them. Yo, let's go.
Yeah.
And I've only been a fan for a month and a half.
했으면 좋겠다. 그래서 다음에는 할 수 있지 않을까? 소원이에요. 소원. 특히 1위 하는 거.
제가 2022년도에 이루고 싶은 소망은요. 저희 드림캐쳐가 진짜 탑 정상 찍고 싶어요. 뭐 되게 많겠지만 뭐 1위도 하고 싶고 무대 위에서 수상 소감도 막 얘기하고 싶고 특히나 우리 썸녀들 무대 위에서 썸녀들의 이름을 외칠 수 있는 그 날이 왔으면 좋겠어요.
이번 컴백 때 꼭 1등 할 거죠? 글쎄요. 근데 1등 하면 기분도 좋겠지만 잘 활동하고 있다는 거에 뿌듯하고
여러분 우리 진짜 많이 발전했다. 이거 다 인썸니아 덕분이에요.
Oh nah, I'm not gonna lie. I'm getting a little emotional. I'm not gonna lie. I bet for y'all who have been following them even since Minx were like bawling your eyes out when they got their first win, bruh. Hold on,
와
bruh.
이게 이런 느낌이구나. 감사합니다 우리 썸녀들. 나 진짜 울 뻔했다고. 야 뭐야? 모자이 못할 뻔했다고. 왜? 우리 복수 1등 했대요. 지리 여기. 아니? 안 보여야 돼. 방금 메이크업 수정을 잠깐 맞았습니다. 안 돼요, 여러분. 안 돼. 나 여기 살짝 보였다. 어떤 거야, 눈무? 올라가서. 말이 됩니까? 다 진짜 썸녀들이 만들어준 거예요. 맞아요. 와.
I wonder who they were up against. Yo, finally! Nice.
네, 감사합니다.
Nah, they worked hard for this, bruh.
정말 제일 너무 사랑하는 우리 인썸니아가 있기 때문에 우리가 있다는 거 평생 잊지 않고 우리 열심히 활동할게요.
Dang, bruh.
감사합니다. 너무 감사합니다.
Finally, bruh. Hey, yeah, let it all out, bruh. Let it all out. I would be crying too if I worked that hard for my first win. I will be crying too, I promise you. How much wins have they got since then? Hold on, hey, let me do Google research. You know what I'm saying, how many wins do Dreamcatcher have, because you got their second music trophy for Bon Voyage. Nice. Okay, so that means in their most recent comeback, they got another win. Hey, so happy for them, bruh. And the fact that I heard like Dreamcatcher, even at the earliest, because when I was first getting into K-pop, and I heard that song and it was phenomenal. But ever since Dreamcatcher week, like a month and a half ago, I've been a huge fan. And the fact that I could be this happy for something that this is in the past, you know what I'm saying? This is something that happened in the past. You know what I'm saying? They didn't get their first win yesterday or today. They got it. This is in April 2022, and I'm happy for them. Bro. I'm happy for them, and I hope for the next comeback they get a bunch of wins. I'm hoping. You know what I'm saying? I'm hoping. Wow, man. I'm glad that I watched this video after the Dodge and Disbandment video. Just putting them both together, it made sense. It was phenomenal, bro. Phenomenal. And I will be here to support them. Okay, I need to figure out how to vote on these music shows, because I'll be voting. Well, it'll be different. It'll be kind of hard, because like if two groups I really like are against each other, like Dreamcatcher and another group, like I'll probably like vote on like mad different accounts for like both of them. You know what I'm saying? But regardless, hey, I will be here to support them. More Dreamcatcher on the way on the channel. Hopefully you enjoyed, because I did. Man, bro, yo. Oh, my evolution from Dreamcatcher, bro, just really liking their music, just caring about them, bro. You know what I'm saying? Well, obviously they don't know me, you know what I'm saying? But still, I could still be happy for them. And yeah, hey, hopefully I can go to one of their concerts one day.